Happy Saturday. You are listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 78, and we are in patch 6.2.2. I am your Warlock host, Belle Awkward. Warlock. Tonight we are covering all the patch 6.2.3 talk, including new mounts, new PvP season, Valor's making a comeback from the grave. This is a little bit awkward. And tons of other random WoW news this week.
In a world wrought with struggle and strife, a world rich with beauty and grandeur, a world where peril lies around every corner, a world of casting and honing. One group steps up to share the perspective of the masses in this, the World of Warcraft. We are Pwnecast, the voice of the players.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Welcome back. I did bring the Riders of Rohan with me. I did bring the DK who uses his army of the dead to help him bathe, Lycan.
To help me bathe?
I don't know if it's legal, but I feel like...
It is in a few states.
Necrophilia I don't think is illegal in every state.
That's
Nope,
so
it's not illegal in every state.
Look, I
I
bring my
am
own...
horrified to learn that.
I can bring my own portable orgy.
There's states that it's allowed in?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
They're dead. They're not going to bother you.
Yeah. It's old, cold, cover.
Welcome.
I was going to make a
Facts.
joke, but I'm going to hold off on that one because that might go across the line.
So
that's possibly the
there
most
are states where it's
startled
okay
show.
to...
Yes. It's okay. It's illegal
Do we
to
need to go in depth
kill
into
someone
this?
and do it, but it's...
Well, I would think so,
Yeah,
but
but-
no.
Murder is illegal, Hot,
Yeah.
in case you didn't get the memo.
I mean, I
It's
just,
not okay.
it's okay to marry your cousins in some states. It's okay to have sex with a animal as long as it's female
See,
in some states.
And now you know why the unholy BK's minions, all they do is grunt every time you click on them.
That's...
Do you reckon that's ever happened in game? They've like a DK.
Have you ever been to Moonguard?
You know
During
what?
ERP?
I've been out on the road for a while.
That's
and,
awkward.
And that ghoul over there, he's hey, how you doing?
But do Army
No,
of
I
the
don't
Dead-
go to Moongard.
Druids.
Go to Moonguard, pop Army of the Dead, have your own orgy, it'd be fun.
Druid's the #1 played class in
This is
Moonguard.
my disgusted face. If you guys...
You're the one that brought it
If
up.
you're listening to this and not watching it, you're really missing out because it's a party. It's a party here. So necrophilia aside, I did also bring the shaman who had to watch another friend get invincible this week and not him. Huge blow.
Yeah, no. I thought we were friends up until you reminded me of that. Oh, yeah. Go right ahead. And you can see on the screen who's laughing his ass off, so we don't have to
I
point
don't
out
like
who
to laugh
that
at
was.
friends' misfortune, but that's pretty gosh darn funny.
I'm
I
right
just
there
happened
with
to
the
look.
book.
Yeah,
In
I
case you
just
guys
happened
haven't
to
guessed,
look in
Hots is the
window.
other friend that did get invisible this week.
Oh, camera hugs. We
Oh, yeah.
No, I just happened to look into in the chat, and it's like, oh my god, the bacon ritual finally worked, and he picked up Invincible, and I was like, I admittedly I was pretty dirty about it, and I was typing, and I'm like, oh no, yay, congrats, that's really awesome. And then I just go outside and like do a few rounds on the punching bag. I'm like, damn you, straight to hell.
So, I just want to be a little bit before I introduce Lycan. So, this is what just happened in my house. So, Heather, which is admin Ella, and Dwight and Mike did just deliver me some delicious tacos to be eaten after the show. Be jealous, eat your heart out, guys.
Yeah. As soon as she said that, I looked up and I saw Dwight, and he was just like...
Oh yeah, the other Invincible was just here. Yay, I like it.
Hey,
He's
and
huge, holy shit.
That's awesome.
I'm just
I'm
gonna go over here and sulk for a
I'm
little.
gonna let Bloke recover with that giant slipper on his head, and I did also bring the Boomkin, who likes to feel pretty in little white dresses, hots for sure.
I mean, you know, girls get to wear blue jeans and t-shirts, and I want to wear a dress because it fits my figure, and I like to feel pretty.
Don't worry, I have photos.
Oh god, because I like to put lipstick on and go, "Would you fuck me?" I fuck.
So it's not going to really zoom in really well, but there he is in his pretty dress.
It lets me show off all my tattoos. It
So
shows off my
he
frame.
and the poor Heather's daughter, my Shiloh, she was just absolutely hysterically laughing because he is in a dress. Yeah, that's what happened. That was earlier today. So
See, the dress
you want
is
to tell
one
me the
thing,
reason
but
why you're wearing a dress?
the fake boobage, that was just uncalled
Oh no,
for.
that was my T-shirt. It was this T-shirt.
We are resourceful in the gamer lane here.
I thought about using some toilet tissue and leaving some out, but I didn't want to be wasteful.
He has a great
Yeah, fickle.
dresses, but why do you have to?
So somehow Belle managed to never mention the fact that if we went over our donation goal on the stream, I had to wear a dress. And she didn't mention this until we were $50 off. And someone that we know was kind enough to donate $55 to push it over that limit to where I get to wear a dress on Wednesday.
Yeah, so here's what happened. We have things that we're doing at BlizzCon as we are doing Con Before the Storm. We're doing Blizz Nerds. We wanted to be able to have wristbands and stuff for the events that we're going to be doing as a group. And the budget that we had, unfortunately, you guys all know my job saga. The budget that I had set aside for it just was not a thing because of the in-between the job situations that had happened a few months ago. Anyway, that being said, our awesome kick-ass community, Ewok and Zarth and well, even our own admin Heather, Ella, I was in stream Friday, and I don't like taking people's money, but I was like, I can do this. Here's what we're gonna do. For every $25, I'm going to put another shoe on my head. So by the time the evening was over, I had 8 shoes on my head. I had sold HOTS up the river to reach that goal as well, and that was lovely. And we reached our goal, or able to get the wristbands, which we got enough so that we have excess so that we can also give those away on stream and to random things on the Facebook page and stuff like that as well. So if you are attending BlizzCon and you do want a wristband or something, just come find us and we'll hook you up with some swag. But so I don't have a problem pimping them out. And in light of that, tonight on stream, which it'll already be past, but you can look at the highlights. I will be wearing a mullet wig on stream in celebration. It's White Trash Saturday, and I will be wearing a mullet. I did get a mullet wig today. It's going to be quite. I just need to find a can of beer, like a really cheap can of really cheap can of beer, and find a way to be without teeth. But yeah, that's what happens in the Pwnecast world when we're unsupervised.
I'll go ahead and start warming up for the no teeth thing.
Wow.
It's like, you now, like, I have to wear a dress now because of you, so now I'm going to help you lose some teeth.
I tried to get her to wear my.
You know,
if she threw me under the bus, I was gonna throw her under the bus and give her my ears and take some eyeliner and make her look like a kitty.
Do you remember what you said right before the show? You have to watch out. You live with her.
Yeah,
I mean, and here's the thing about that too. I welcome you to try, really. I really do welcome you to try. I balanced 8 shoes on my head last night during RPGs at a moment when I'm flailing everywhere normally because I get really heated into PvP. And I balanced 8 shoes on my head during 2 RPGs. And then they fell off, and it was really awful after the last RPG. It fell off. Yeah, that's what happens in our stream. If you guys ever come and hang out in our stream, and if you haven't checked it out, make sure that you guys do, because you do miss a lot of fuckery, as it were. So I think I can hear myself in Cody's headset occasionally. Are you guys hearing the echo also?
No.
What is happening on your screen? Is the cops there?
There's a rave going on next door.
A real life one instead of a Warcraft one.
Is that legit, or are you joking?
I'm joking.
Oh, because you don't even have neighbors, do you?
They're a couple miles down the road.
I thought so. There's no neighbors. I thought so. So make sure you guys tune in Wednesday night, and it's what time do you stream Mountain Standard Time? You stream 5 our time? 6 p.m.
Oh yeah, no, 5 our time on Wednesdays.
Yeah, so
I go all the way to 9.
Make sure you guys go in there and check that out, because there's going to be a dress involved, and we're going to put lipstick on. We're going to really do it up and make him feel really special on his evening, because sometimes men just need to feel special.
I'll probably listen to Disney songs the entire time and just serenade the shit out of everybody.
How funny.
I
So
I'm going to start putting a song list together for you.
Nice. What's the guy that sings Billy Idol? A nice day for a white wedding.
White wedding.
I'm so amused. We have a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of good things happening in the mini patch world. Now, I know that as we've talked about things, everybody's pretty angry about the end of the world coming because, oh my God, we're not going to have any new content. I think that Blizzard's doing a really good job of adding little small things each little tiny patch, and I'm kind of appreciating what they're doing here. For example, so they are adding a slew of new time walking dungeons to be added in this next patch, which just hit PTR. By our guesstimation, I'm guessing 2 to 3 weeks. Normal, that's about the normal time. We're in PTR, and it will coincide with them giving us a 2-week warning for the end of PvP season, which should be within a week. I'm thinking a week. We should be getting the warning. This is your last week of PvP before Warlord Season 2 ends, and then we begin Warlord Season 3. But the time walking dungeons, Grim Batol, is that accurate? I meant to ask prior. Okay. Grim Batol, Stone Core, Lost City of Tolvir, the Vortex Pinnacle, the Throne of Tides, the Pit of Saron.
Pit of Saron.
Saron. Somebody made a comment
Sauron.
about our pronunciation, whatever. I don't even care. You're not the boss of our pronunciation, sir. And End of Time. Now, End of Time, the final boss.
Not end of time. End time.
Oh, End Time. Excuse me. Can't have an of there. People know what the fuck I mean, Hots. Jeez.
I'm just letting you know.
They already expect not the proper pronunciation of anything that comes out of my mouth World of Warcraft related.
That's
so
not even wrong pronunciation. That's adding words.
You're the world's worst
That's a whole
rogue, and you have
different
no
kettle of fish.
reason to
You can't
talk
do
to me
that.
about English.
I just stab people. Like,
I didn't have anything else to say except to throw his rogueness out there. So yes, End Time, the final boss, is going to have a rare drop, the Infinite Time Reaver, which is gorgeous. A reskin, of course, but they've beefed it up, and it's pretty legit. It's like a reskin of the Northwind Drake, right?
that's what it looks like.
It's
It
the
looks
same
like
model,
armored version of that.
but it's beautiful. I gotta say, it's black and blue,
But-
and silver, and shiny.
Something that
We'll call it
I
the unofficial
noticed
podcast mount.
that was more than half than those were Cataclysm dungeons. Those weren't Lich King dungeons. More than half of those were.
Cattle ones, yeah. Tolvir,
That means they're going to start adding more.
Where? Oh, were you pointing? I was gonna say, wait, we knew that already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're
No, they're adding a new expansion's worth of.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think you're right. They're not done. They're gonna because the pit of Saron, is that not Lich King?
That was Lich King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were the three Ice Crown ones. Which, out of all of them, like the Pit of Saron, the Halls of Reflection, and the Furnace. I can't remember what the actual name of it. But anyway, those three I think were my favorites out of all the dungeons that were out there. I don't know if I want to go through that fuckery that was Cataclysm Dungeons again.
I didn't do Kata Dungeons because I took a small break in Kata because of the situation with the Warlock. So I didn't play. I literally don't even remember.
People's issues with Cataclysm dungeons, to start off with, was the difficulty for the healers and the fact that you had to pay attention to mechanics. It's
Well-
that way. Well, it was even more so. Like these were actually really difficult at the very start.
You got to remember
But-
too what happened during Cataclysm though. We get the
They-
big shift in
They gotta
the
change.
but the big shift in our talents though.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
Remember
was.
all the.
that was towards the end of it. That was like way towards the end of it.
I thought we had the
No,
talent tree changed
Yeah, that was at the.
at the beginning of
It was
Cataclysm.
at the beginning of Cataclysm.
Yeah, because the tree
Right.
changes, the ability prunings. Everybody was so used to all this stuff on their bars, and they didn't have it anymore.
I took a small break at the end of. Help me out here.
Wrath.
Yes.
Wrath?
So a small, I don't know why I can't, that's my favorite expansion. I don't know why I couldn't remember. I took a small break right at the very end and came back a couple months into Kata, and everything on my Warlock was completely different. And I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And I literally didn't log in again until Mists of Pandaria. I did not play through Cataclysm at all. I went back and did obviously Cataclysm things because I had to level. And I logged out the last time in Dragonblight, and when Mists of Pandaria was released, I was still in Dragonblight. That's how much I did not play because I didn't have a lot of friends back then. I didn't have anybody that could help me with things. I didn't know anything. Back then you had ThoughtBot. That was where you went to get any kind of a help. So because I didn't have friends that played with, when I logged in and seen the state of my Warlock, I was like, fuck this. Deuces. It's been fun. Appreciate it. I'm unsubbing and didn't come back. But of course now that's not the case. But that is going to be, for that mount, it's going to be the final boss drop in End Time. So obviously it's a rare drop.
I have a sneaking suspicion that dungeon time walking is going to be the selected one now. Instead of letting it go random, people are just going to sit and continuously farm it until they get the mount.
Yeah,
Which, like, probably. I mean, that's great, but at the same time, it sort of defeats
it's also
the
a
purpose.
fun dungeon. Like, I enjoy it.
It is, but it's nice. It's nice for Blizzard to go to the effort to make all these into time walking dungeons, but knowing that there's a large proportion of people that are just going to continuously farm that one in particular.
That was the one that everyone hated the most, if I can think back correctly.
You can't think at all.
Because if you think about how in Wrath, the Oculus, every time you would randomly queue and you'd get that dungeon, everyone would just get. Yeah, and everyone would just gone.
Yeah.
So they added the mount at the end of it to make
everyone stick through.
Oh yeah, they moved that. What was it? The blue mount to the end of that. But back then too, with the 3 Kata ones though, those all end time ones, they were their own queue.
Yeah.
Because remember, their item level was so much higher because that was that filler between Bastion of Twilight and
Raid Catch
going into Dragon Soul.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind. I liked them. I liked the storytelling behind it. Like the idea of an alternate ending where, you got Sylvanas that gets all screwed up and is killing her own people, and you got Deathwing that's on top of the Spire and Dragonblight. It was cool, but
sometimes I feel like killing my own people. I mean, certainly not you three. Never.
No.
Well, there's the odd occasion that you certainly think about it.
Every other day.
Yeah, she sits and looks at the admin chat and goes,
the amount of times I say what the fuck in a daily situation really is unreal, that it should just be an auto reply at this point, because literally, and even the amount of time I say it in my head and I don't say it out loud, it's literally like I can physically hear myself saying it out loud.
Usually when I say it is like 3 o'clock in the morning my time, when the 3 of you decide to get on a chat rant back and forth between the 3 of you, and it goes on. And yeah, I do feel like telling my own people. But then I can't raise them up for my own my own pleasure.
But in my opinion, I don't think people have any kind of issues with these dungeons because the way it seems, the scaling
they're loving it. They're loving it.
No, I meant like difficulty-wise.
Like no.
Yeah, it seems like the BC ones, it seems like it was scaled back to where you have Black Temple gear or Sunwell Plateau gear. And then Lich King, it seems like you have ICC gear as far as like how hard you're hitting, how much health you have. Stuff like that. So I don't see any kind of difficulty.
And here's a shameless plug. If you go to actually www.planecastdailyquest.com, we've got some really nice write-ups on time walking. I know.
JB, right?
Did the one for the Warrior one come off yet or not?
I have not scheduled it to be posted, but that's JB's, right?
Yes.
By the time this is out, it'll be there.
It is absolutely fabulous. He goes through tearing down each. It's all for Warriors, mind you, for DPS Warriors, but it breaks down like mixing, matching current gear with gear from Cataclysm, and how you can actually repurpose it for all those people that are hoarding it, either for transmog or likes to go do the old runs. How using the old ones, like going through Lich King and using Deathbringer's Will again, and it's an actual viable trinket in time walking because it scales only down to that level 80 gear. Mm-hmm. So all that level 80 gear is now almost more power. It's either equal to or more powerful than the gear that you have on now.
So you're basically saying, like, twinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And there's people that go through, and that's all they do is time walking dungeons. I know Greeley's a guy in our guild that does them constantly. Every time I log in, he goes, "Hey, you want to take a time walking?"
I know, he always messages me, and I'm like, I got stuff.
He's going for the mounts, so he's getting up those badges, and it's unbelievable how many people have taken to these old dungeons and say, "Hey, I love it." It's nostalgic.
Yeah, I think I haven't done it yet. I really need to get on the ball so that I can give some firsthand experience from a Warlock perspective, because I literally have not for no other reason other than time. After BlizzCon, really, I'm going to have a lot more time in my hands, so that'll be exciting. I always say that, and it's just never the case. But they are adding those in. It's in PTR testing right now, so if you're interested in checking those things out, you can go to the PTR and do your thing. Cross-realm Mythic rating, yay! Not an issue for me, but I guess that's good for those that are having trouble on their servers and doing all those kind of things. Yeah, so now you can cross-realm and do those things.
Yeah, I'm excited now because now I can trial for guilds and not have to transfer servers, and so.
And then decide if you want to join them.
Yeah, right. Like it should.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason I would be agreeable to that is to test. You got to try it before you buy it, similar to sex before marriage. So
I just want to give everyone like 3 or 4 months a chance for.
You guys are like that's
first.
not a thing. Certainly you both did not wait till marriage because it is
Oh,
a
I
valid. You did?
Yeah,
certainly did.
I'm a big Christian boy.
Bye, Felicia. You're a man. People don't do that anymore.
I'm an upstanding moral citizen. Like I do.
You have to try it before you buy it. You don't want to get saddled with really, really bad for the rest of your life. And that's just to keep the marriage happy. You got to have the engine has to be able to be started properly and to keep it going. So that's my advice for today. That's Belle's advice. Try it before you buy it.
Can't start the car without driving it. Just saying.
I mean, you need to drive it off the lot and test to see how
Add a mile or two to it, like.
Just even being pressing in this discussion, do you know how much time I'm going to have to spend in confession now?
I agree.
I'm just kidding for those that are watching and going, what the fuck? Why would she even say that? That's terrible. The girls that are watching are like, why? It's truth and reality. People that say that that's not an important part of life, unfortunately, it is. So get over it and stop being a crybaby and just do it, literally. Okay, I'm done. It's been a rough week, folks. I'm very much not in my right mind, so if things are coming out a little bit more different than normal, I don't know what to say to you. So we talked about Valor coming back in the very beginning. It's coming back as a currency. Boy, Valor just won't stay dead. Like, seriously. Here's how it's coming back. So you're going to be getting these from Heroic and Mythic Dungeons. Bonus events in the first LFR of the week as in addition to that. Now, you're going to be visiting the Ethereal Trader to upgrade your gear to 5 item level points at a time and up to 2 times per piece of gear. So, here's upgrades, which we've already been experiencing upgrades in Baleful gear. Now, here's your upgrades that everybody QQ'd because we didn't have. Remember, now, okay, here's your upgrades, so shut the fuck up. Blizzard gave you what you wanted, stop crying about it. And we have a use for the Ethereal Trader besides whatever random stuff. I have an Ethereal Trader, but I don't
think it's talking about that one.
But you can use it in both. They're both the same. Don't they both sell the same crap? Doesn't your pet sell the same thing as if you go to that Ethereal Trader in, what's it called?
No.
Oh, okay.
The one you get for your pet gives you little icons that you can buy, quote unquote.
Ethereal Soul Trader.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Ethereal Trader.
So
yeah.
you can only go to the actual Ethereal people, which are,
They took
where
the
are they?
They're next to the Transmog and Void Sword.
They are next to the Transmog.
But they took those out of the game because there was no purpose for them anymore.
Now they're bringing them back,
Now they're
and
putting
that's
There's one still left in Pandaland, but
There
he
is
just
one.
stands there.
Oh, it's in
He
the.
stands there awkwardly
Wait,
looking for the
that's
rest
the-
of his people.
I think
So
that's the coin upgrade.
Well, you can still. Well, yeah, no, you can still upgrade gear from Mr. Pandaric.
Yeah.
My question is here: does this make all that craftable gear obsolete? Because you can already upgrade it by 4 times.
Eventually.
What's upsetting though is they said this gear that we were getting that we're going to be that we're going to be able to craft was going to be upgradable, so it stays
That's to
current.
stage 5, correct?
When you
They
go up
don't
to stage,
They don't want you crafting mythic level gear though.
So
Okay.
this is exceeding that.
So yeah, so this will go
It's
from like
exceeding that gear.
715 where it stops up to what they say 10, so 725.
so heroic gear that I'm going to get now out of Hellfire Citadel is automatically going to be better
I
than my
hope
crafted
so.
gear.
It should be better than your crafted gear. Your crafted gear should only be used as a crutch to get you through that tier's content so that you can move up to the next difficulty.
But that's
Unless I'm wrong, Hots, you would know
but
more
that's
about
why
that.
they made
Like,
these changes though. They made these changes
It's
for that
current.
reason.
I don't think people should
It's
be able
current.
to use crafted gear beyond that current level difficulty. Only, and you were a huge raider, you would, it loses its value the gear that you acquire in heroics or in normals or in Mythic even. What's the point if
Right.
you
Yeah,
craft
so
higher than that, right?
Because
with
what
that logic, that's basically telling me I should be able to run LFR to get Mythic gear.
No.
Because here's the
No, no,
problem.
no, no, no.
No,
I'm
no,
for.
no, 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 not with your logic.
Right,
With his logic.
My problem with it is though is when they turned around is you used to be able to craft a whole set of blues.
Yeah.
And you could craft a whole set of blues and start raiding in said blues. That was not a problem.
At the start of the expansion.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
But then they turned around and they said, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to limit the amount of crafted gear that you can wear.
Right.
So that you can go ahead and keep that crafted gear current. We want a way to keep that crafted gear current throughout the expansion. Exact words.
It's still current.
It is
but
not current.
It is current.
Current
Because
gear to
how many
me
people-
tells me if I walk into that difficulty,
Have you have you gotten something above 715 item level?
currently no.
It's beyond Mythic. It's Mythic and it's on the same line as Mythic. The
No,
developers.
Mythic starts at 720.
It's
Well,
on the same line as Heroic.
715.
Yeah, the developers
Yeah.
had just stated they're trying to make different types of ways for people to be able to get gear. In basically stating if you are not on a raid team and you don't want to deal with raid politics and raid bullshit and that's not your get down, you have essentially four other avenues of means of getting equal or lesser, I'm going to say lesser value for the gear. So I don't think it's a means to negate the crafted gear. I think they're trying to listen to people that are stating, listen, I don't raid. I'm not like Bloke. Bloke does not have time to be on a raid team, but Bloke likes gear. So this would be an instance for him where he could go into Heroic and Mythic Dungeon specific bonus events, which I'm assuming it's going to be the time walking that'll give you Valor. And then the first LFR of every week, that'll allow him, who's not a 3-time-a-week raider, to be able to get not Mythic, but right there at that same level without him having to.
I look at it in the sense of, like, I welcome this coming back. It's another way more convenient sort of avenue for me to do it. But I don't care for it in the sense of, I'm going to be able to upgrade all my gear and it's going to be like crazy powerful and then I can go into harder raids. For me, it's a case of, well, now I'll just be able to upgrade all the gear that I got in LFR. So come next expansion, like I'm a little bit harder hitting, and I can go about my new adventures. Just that little bit more powerful sort of thing. I get what everyone's saying, like all three of you, like, and it's a tough job that they're doing here, and they are trying to cater to just another sort of select group, like Bell said. Like, not everyone has that time to raid. But now they have another option to just get that little bit harder hitting gear. My understanding is that, like, if you still want the top of the line, like, you're still going to have to go and work hard for it in the mythic dungeons. But I would have ultimately have loved to have seen a throwback to allowing crafted gear, just a whole set. But
I agree with that. I think they should limit it. If they're going to allow you means to get a higher item level, what's the problem with having a full set? I think maybe might have been like its point as well, right?
It made sense. Like, you get to 100. Now, if you go by the old way that it used to be done, like, you go and craft and buy and farm and whatever else and make a full set of blue gear and be like, all right, game on. Then you go off and do your LFR. You get all your gear from that over, a month or 2 months or whatever to the next tier. And, like, you earn your way through those tiers. I mean, for me, I would have stopped at LFR, but that just made more sense in a progressive sort of upscaling. Now there's so many different options, and you can upgrade this, but you can't upgrade that, and you can do this one to tier 4, and you can do that one to, like, I just don't care for it. Like, I get so confused by it, and I just, like, it's all a bit excessive for me. But
do you feel like what he's saying, if they made that change and made it where you could have all the crafted gear on, and then, I mean, rightfully so, then you could step into it, is what you're saying.
And I would be completely happy with that. That's the problem, though, is that they've taken that crafted gear, and it's really another way that they've ruined professions, and have really tanked professions down so bad is that, well, you can wear crafted gear, and we'll let you upgrade it, but 3 pieces, you're done.
And people always pick the same 3 pieces for their set because of the stats, correct?
Yeah, look how hard it was.
Classes, yeah.
Look how hard it was for some people to gear weapons through the raid, especially to one-handers.
I still have a crafted weapon. It's the highest stage because I could not get a free
weapon. The hardest part about it is it's not even just getting the gear crafted and upgraded, it's getting the correct itemization on it too.
Well, with that, they do the stat re-rolling,
Yeah,
so
they
they
have
go
the
ahead and do that, which
So
is
have
fine.
right.
people do like 20 of those and get it acceptable, you know, like, and then you
Right.
get someone who does it twice and then it's there, like it's.
But the problem is, though, is that you had all this gear. Like, I know there were people that had a hard time, especially like, what is that, Warriors that did is it Titan's Fury? That
Yeah.
allows you to hold two-handers.
Yeah.
They were battling against Ret Paladins. They were battling against Blood DKs. They were battling against Frost DKs and Unholy DKs, and how hard it was for them to get weapons. So they had to craft their weapons around, and now that they've had those two crafted weapons so that they could be somewhat reliable in a raid, that left them with one other piece that they could craft.
Yeah.
To where you could have somebody walk around that was sporting, they got a lucky drop on a weapon that could sport 3 other pieces of gear. So you really punished a whole set of people, or you needed a shield because you were a prot pally. But in order for you to get that crafted shield, you had to sacrifice another piece of your crafted gear because you can't have that more than 3. So I understand not crafting epic gear to completely gear out your character right away. Like Blake was saying, get your blues, move on to your LFRs. Then we were later on in the expansion, you would get recipe drops in the raids that would allow you to create gear that was good, but not necessarily the best that was coming out of that raid, but it was at least comparable. And there were so many different ways to move up that tier. What they told us is that, okay, so we're going to allow you to have 3 pieces of gear, and that's it. But we're going to make sure through this upgrade process they've been doing, with the Fellblight and what was it, the Bloods at first, now the Fellblight, we're going to make sure that it stays current throughout the expansion. That was their exact words. But now they're telling us, okay, you've got your 3 pieces of crafted. We're going to give you better gear out there that you can upgrade your stuff that should be current with your crafted, but you're going to be able to upgrade it better. So guess what? Your crafted gear ain't shit no more.
Yeah.
And that's what upset me. And it's not the fact that they're doing the upgrades. I like the idea of upgrading 2 Valor points because let me tell you, when I was doing Siege of Orgrimmar and we were doing Heroic, that was when Heroic was the current Mythic. And I was doing that Heroic Garrosh. That upgrade system was a matter of us wiping.
I agree with
being
that.
able to survive through some big hits.
I agree with that.
know,
I didn't do
Garrosh-
heroics. I did normal, but
We single tanked 25-man Heroic Siege of Orgrimmar.
I agree with you
And-
there that those upgrades literally could make or break.
Yep.
And do you
And
remember
now-
the mad dash at the end with all the frogs on Timeless Isle to get
Uh-huh.
the lesser charms so that you could go upgrade? It was massacre. That's why I loved being a warlock. Rain of fire, everything. Fuck you. Literally, that's what would happen. Loved it.
But
Loved it.
even back then, that crafted gear at least stayed valuable for a lot longer
Agreed.
until they put that in.
I can see your point because it does kind of, what's the point of going to all those stages then? And I think they didn't release the actual item levels of the stuff because I think they might still be balancing it perhaps. So you don't get to talk anymore, Hots, because you have...
No, I have a complete counter argument to everything that was just
Oh,
said.
jeez.
Oh, here we go.
Because, no, so
I'm not worthy
Let
of
me-
almighty
Let me
elitist.
get the world's smallest
no,
violin.
this
Hold
is
on.
using everything that y'all have always said against me against y'all now. So
What?
you always complain that people speed through content and we destroy everything and this, that, the other. So you want to be able to wear a full set of 715 gear
No.
crafted. Hold on. You want to wear a full set of gear that is current with raids to go through it faster and go harder so your gear can carry you.
Let's
go
be
through all
clear.
these
We
bosses.
always go hard in the paint, Hots.
Y'all do, but but I'm saying y'all's struggle is the same level as my struggle of where
I don't think he's
learning
saying
fights.
for it to carry anything
No.
through. I think
That's
he's
not
saying
what-
so we could be
with-
worthy to be
with-
in it.
with
Right?
gear that would last that long. It would not there would be no point in putting out new content. As
Okay, but
it would
that's not what I'm
it
saying.
would push them to go faster with content whenever
Sometimes
it's
you
at
got
a
to go
good-
faster, Hots.
I wouldn't complain, but that would put a whole new pressure on them because there would be people now.
Bloke is the only one picking up on my
But-
innuendo right now.
But you cannot
Innuendo.
smack my hand and say, you know what, slow down, and then in the next breath turn around and say, will you keep the fuck up because I'm tired of waiting for you. You can't do both at the same exact time.
But
What they're doing to us is they're telling us the crafted gear, okay, it's going to be current, it's going to be current, it's going to be current. And then going, okay, but you know what, now it's not going to be
I'm
current.
waiting for
There's
Lycan to be
never-
like, hold my weave.
There's never been a point in time. What? This is America. Yeah, what?
But that's my problem, though, is that they're telling us to hurry up, and then in the same breath going, hold on, slow down, buddy.
Crafted
You can't do that.
Crafted gear has never been so current. It was you get a piece and then you go do the first raid and then you get the first raid's gear, then you go to the second
upgrades
raid.
on the Baleful is pretty much crafted
now
as well.
3 pieces
Yeah.
that will last you up to heroic content. That is more than anything ever.
It
like-
doesn't last you. The last is
No,
what
715 takes you to heroic.
Yeah, but
that-
it doesn't take you to Mythic.
But what you're telling me, and hopefully
People
they
are gonna
don't
see
do
Mythic
it.
like in a realistic.
I don't think they said that it's going to give you Mythic quality gear for these
No.
upgrades.
No,
And here's-
but if I would assume that you could upgrade Mythic gear from Valor. Or
I'm
with
sure
Valor.
you could. Because that's how we did it with Siege of Wargar, and it made it a lot easier going down downing bosses we couldn't do it. And I'm fine with that. I really am fine with them doing this. But if I'm telling you right now, if they come out with the system and they say, okay, LFR gear can be upgraded, and if I can upgrade it better than what my crafted gear is,
Oh.
I will be throwing a fit.
I don't think they would ever allow LFR
No,
gear to be upgraded.
695.
No.
LFR is 695. It can only go up 10, so it'll go to 705.
I don't think LFR gear should ever be able to be upgraded. That's my personal
But
opinion. It's a
But
personal
even
opinion.
Seeger was, because you know what
I
that
know,
was nice
Brooke,
about
I'm
that
telling
in MOP, because you could upgrade your LFR gear if you were having them shitty drops
Yeah.
to get you a little bit further. So, okay, you know what? We can get past this boss because even though we got to farm it every week for Hotch to get his chest piece, we can still let him be viable because he's going to be able to.
I think
Totally
I'm going
thought
to do
you
some
wanted-
timekeeping because we've been on this subject for quite a while, so we do need to move on. But I do want to make a point here, and because this is PTR, stuff's going to change based off what the community says they like and they don't like, and according to what happens in balancing. Here's what I do appreciate. I do appreciate that they made a lot of changes in Warlords of Draenor, and I think it was one of those moments where we've always talked about how Blizzard's famous for throwing shit out there and seeing what takes, and then fixing it and being like, oh, my bad, sorry, a whole expansion pissed a lot of people off, we're really, really sorry, our bad, we're going to rectify that. Rectify, that's the word of the day. So I think
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be impressed on that.
I think what they're doing here is they're bringing back small things that they realized either they were not using properly or the wrong reasons. I feel like they're putting a little bit back of things that everybody has bitched about, but in small amounts, meaning they're listening to the community and they're still attempting to fix what they've broken. And I think the larger thing here is, once again, this is the reason that I love this game and I love this community, is because they listen to people. Not all of them do. They're not perfect. There's a lot of them that I dislike, and there's a lot of things I don't like about Blizzard, and their politics being one of them. But I think this is a testament that they are listening to people. So I think hopefully get on the forums and talk about it, and we'll go into PTR as well, and we'll kind of see what's what and see. I usually step in just to see how stuff's going. So yeah,
I'm not arguing about it anymore. I'm just going to talk to Mike when we have our dinner.
we're gonna.
I'll see you after the show.
Yeah, I might get arrested at BlizzCon. That's still to be determined. So if you're going to BlizzCon and you care anything about me, anybody out there that's listening and or watching, please make sure you have Bill money.
Can you all stop spending money on the gear store, because you're gonna need to help us with Bill's bail money.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it in excess because you got Will Wheaton, you got Lore. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of things. Ben Rookie's gonna be there, and I just really want to touch the suit. So I'm hoping he's gonna be in a suit there. Hopefully nobody else in the house heard that, because that would be really awkward. It might make the husband a little uncomfortable, but it is what it is. It's Ben Rookie in a fucking suit. How can you say any kind of bad about that? So now that was a great discussion.
You don't want to touch it?
I
You don't wanna touch
miss
me in a
those
dress?
discussions. We haven't been able to have one of those in a really long time. I really missed those.
We're
This
gonna
is
need
why I'm
like a
glad we're
blue
really good
corner and a
friends.
red corner next time.
Well, I really thought he was going to say take my weave, because it looked like it was going to be that way.
That one got a little heated.
I love it though, because it's good business. Also, killing Arkmond on heroic difficulty or higher, so heroic or mythic, gives you a mysterious fragment of dark power. That mysterious fragment of dark power is going to begin a quest that's going to take you to Moonglade. When you go to Moonglade, I think it's Moonglade. When you go to Moonglade, one of the rewards that you do receive is the Grove Warden mount, which is, yes, folks, the moose. Majestic looking moose. We talked about this a couple episodes ago where we said, when you're not getting reskins, it's going to be a good expansion. And this moose was part of the lead into a slew of new different styles of mounts that we've seen talks about and art images and stuff like that. And I think, when you're not getting a ton of reskins, that you're going to get some quality shit there.
Unfortunately, the collector's edition mount and pet, those are reskins.
It's okay.
I was like disappointed.
But originally the Grove Warden mount was supposed to be a Blizzard store mount.
Yeah.
I just want to reiterate what you said there. That fragment takes you to Moonglade, not Moonguard.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if it was
very important.
No, you said Moonglade.
No, you said Moonglade. But when you first said it...
Yeah, let's not get excited and drop in the pants.
If you got to get it from Moonguard, that's a whole different moose.
Yeah, Pwn Daddy.
Yeah.
I'm bottom bitch, so I have no room to be talking. I'm not anybody's bottom bitch. That's just the name of my tune. So all of you freaks that are listening and are watching, don't get any of this. With that being said... Mythic Dungeons and Tanan Jungle. This was one of the talking points for changes coming into the new small little mini patch. Players who take part in Mythic Dungeons will have a chance to gain up to item level 725, and players who receive Balefill items will now...
You can see his little head going bright red as you're reading
gain items up to 695. Players in Mythic Dungeons will also have a chance to loot a new heirloom trinket that will scale to level 110. So... QQ about it, because you're going to be able to upgrade your mythic gear. I don't want to hear you cry about it. Here's the thing. Specifically for that, what I just read in their developer, that was where I got that I said earlier. They're trying to make it for people who don't want to do mythic.
Yeah. No, I agree with this because mythic, I know everyone's like, oh, whoa. I agree with it because I've done Mythic Dungeons.
Are you feeling okay? Should I come over there and feel your forehead?
If you want to. I'm warm, but...
Ew, gross.
I'm actually okay with this. It's for me, it's good because they waited to the end of the expansion.
Agreed. I agree with that. And I do think that that's what's happened here.
And they allowed people to show, unfortunately, I wasn't able to be one of those people that put forth the effort and got through Mythic and all that. But they did allow the people who could to get through it.
And why do they always give you an over excess of gear at the end of an expansion? Because there's going to be a new raid tier coming. So, I mean, there's a purpose for it, and I agree with you. I'm glad that they did. Wait, I would have been pretty pissed off if this, and I'm not a raider. Well,
yeah, if I was...
Not a mythic raider. I would have been pretty ticked off, too. I'd have been like, well, what the fuck's the point outside of getting world first so everybody can be like, you're so amazing, I want to touch your skirt.
It doesn't have the best itemization. It doesn't have the best... they don't have 4-piece coming out of it. It's the same item level, but people with the mythic.
And you don't got to raid. You could put together a 5-man, or go do your thing, whatever. Go get your gear and be happy. You don't have to be at anybody else's mercy. You don't have to go to mythic anything. You could just do your thing and be happy about it, except for obviously the mythic dungeons. So,
warn you, it is not just a walkthrough.
No, it's really not.
It's okay until the last boss.
If you're a warlock and you're a destruction warlock and you're in, what is it, Blood Maul, Slag Maul? What's the name of that?
Blood Maul, Slag Maul.
Okay, that is horrible with the dancing boulder. That's not built for chaos bolting, okay? Just so we're clear.
I always called the dungeon BDSM, but...
That's disgusting. Moving on after his grossness, and I'm pretty sure he just confessed to some weird shit. And he's wearing a dress on Wednesday. This is really going to be a treat.
And he's got them freaky ears on him.
He really does. That's really... I'm going to move on because there's so many ways to go from different directions that I'm not really sure where to begin. We did talk a little bit about the new PvP season since this one is coming to an end. The new Arena Season 3, which... It's really weird that they worded it Arena Season because that's actually what it says on the PTR notes. We'll be introducing new gear. Let me tell you, the name of this gear is fucking legit. Warmongering. I'm sorry. Why hasn't this been a thing recently? Warmongering? That's like the greatest fucking thing ever. So if you're a PvPer, rejoice because we're finally getting a non-retard name for our gear. Warmongering. Badass fuckery says I'm going to kill you just in the type of gear. So Warmongering Aspirant. obviously, and warmongering combatant. So the aspirant gear is going to be 715 starting, and the combatant is going to be 730, and then the warmongering gladiator is going to be 740. Rejoice, rejoice. So much better than this other shit that we've been given for gear names. I'm super stoked about. I'm going to keep saying warmongering until I'm going to see how many times I could say it in a sentence.
That's right. I'm going to keep saying innuendo.
Innuendo. Your mom. That's my response. So,
Are we rectifying
My
this?
mom's hot.
you also heard us make mention to the Blizzard store pre-sale. All the Blizz, if you're a BlizzCon ticket holder, yay, there's gear. Spend a ton of money so that you can be broke at BlizzCon. Sounds like a good fucking plan. So you have two options. You can spend some money now, save some money for BlizzCon. Either way, there's always long lines at the store, I'm told. The only thing that's really bugging me, and I'm just going to rant about this real quick, and then we're going to move on to our weeks and WoW. It really annoys me that everybody's like, oh my god, I'm buying all this BlizzCon stuff, or all this Overwatch stuff. Oh my god, Overwatch. What if it fucking sucks, people, and you're stuck with a bunch of Overwatch swag you don't even know about? I'm not speaking to the people who went to BlizzCon last year and got to play it. I'm talking about the people all you've seen is video like the rest of us scrubs, and you're like, Team Overwatch. You don't even know if it's going to be any good. Obviously, it's going to be good. I mean, I think we're all...
Beta starts soon.
I'm gonna be polite and not say a word about
October
this, but I'll talk.
27th.
7th, yeah.
October 27th is when that's going to be coming out. But seriously, I am frustrated because it's like bandwagon people. You hop on this bandwagon and you allow yourself to be molested in the mind of advertising. And it's like subliminal things. You see random Overwatch icons and you're like, oh my god, because it's a hoodie, I have to have that. Yes, buy the hoodie because it's awesome, but can you not invest your money until you know you're going to like the game? That's all I know that that's illogical. Spock would tell you that that's illogical, but am I the only one that feels this way? You guys just
Nope.
No, I'm not the only one. Great.
Nope,
Awesome. Okay.
Because remember we were talking
We
about
did
it
talk about that.
before, and
I'm not insulting, so if anybody's listening or watching and you're like, fuck you, I already got a ton of Overwatch shit, this isn't an insult. This is reality. I'm trying to understand.
I'm gonna put this out there when it comes to doing this, and this is the beginning of the downfall of the game.
Yeah, we can't talk about it. You're going to talk about what you just said we can't talk about.
No.
Okay.
No. The beginning of the downfall of gaming industry is running into this problem. 1, stop pre-ordering shit. I hate when people go 6 months ahead of time and go and pre-order a game, and then they get the game, and what do? Oh, this isn't worth my $60. Well, why the hell do you think people are getting their money up front 6 months ahead of time before it? You're buying all this merchandise, which you're feeding into the hype. When this game comes out, it might be a great game, but because of all the hype, it is going to be such a letdown.
I would
Stop
pre-order a
feeding
console
into
game. I would pre-order a console game. Like if Resident Evil 7 was coming out, I would pre-order that.
Aware right now.
Oh, shit.
But why pre-order? That's the problem. Is that this
I
is
can't cut that out.
No.
You guys
This is
didn't
why-
see that at home. Sorry. That was awful.
this is why we're having a problem with these games that are coming out because they're not ready. It's because all these people are pre-ordering this shit, and then when they turn around and the game's not ready, these studios are forced to release this game on time. Stop doing this. This is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to pre-ordering anything.
I would
That
pre-order a
includes
console game.
But that includes
I wouldn't
merchandise.
pre-order a
games,
digital.
and-
I wouldn't pre-order a digital game, but I would pre-order a console.
But it's going on with digital games too.
Oh yeah, that's dumb because
6 months ahead of time.
Yeah, it's
Can I
digital.
touch on that one just real quick as well?
Well, I bought
You do a guaranteed open
I did
bid.
do Warlords for the boost. That was for a purpose. I wanted the boost now, not later.
It's different.
Oh,
But
Gotcha.
they're like offering stuff like free.
I just-
I love it when they put this in the tagline: free open beta invitations.
before we hand this over to Bloke for his comment, I do want to apologize to the viewers watching. I should not have vaped publicly. It is a policy of ours, and it was complete habit because we are in a pretty heated discussion, and that's usually what I do when we're on our
I've
Skype
been
calls.
staring at mine.
I do apologize for that because that was completely inappropriate and very unprofessional we're not professional, but our level of professionalism, that was absolutely not okay. And if you are under the age of 18 and you are watching, please do not do that unless you are 18 years old. With that being
Or
said,
19 in certain states.
with that being said, that was really awful. I feel terrible. Anyway, Bloke, go ahead.
Anyone that follows my Facebook page knows how much I loathe the gaming industry at the moment for their pre-ordering and DLCs and all that sort of stuff. There was a very particular incident even in this last week of a open access beta game Myself and Little Bloke played it. We had the time of our lives. It was great. We could go and pre-order it, and we actually went and did it. And then we found out that the price of that game is fairly average for Australia. And then the season pass DLC on top of that was over 3/4 of the original price of the game again on top. And it really didn't add anything to the game. It was like an extra couple of maps and this sort of thing. And it just sort of really hit home that, yeah, okay, I pay a monthly sub. Like I've got a WoW collector's edition every time they've come out, and I pay my monthly subs. But as we've said all through this episode, like they're constantly working on it. They're constantly evolving. Like it's a living, breathing thing. We get the support. We get patches with major content updates. It's fundamentally wrong with the gaming industry on a whole. It's like, here's your game, and here's all the extra crap that you can buy on top if you want to keep playing with your friends, sort of thing. And the amount of monies that they're charging for it. So it really does make the value in what we pay for in World of Warcraft.
They're
that much
mentally
better.
molesting gamers because they're making them think that there's a VIP and proprietary thing that might not be there, right?
Oh, totally. And the number of times that like you pre-order a game and it comes out and it really is broken shit. There was another game last year that I bought and I couldn't even play it. It was that broken. But I have no reservations, like being the history and track record that Blizzard have. Like I don't know what the deal is or what the price is with Overwatch, but I'll jump on it. I wouldn't say I'd pre-order it, but I'll certainly jump on it when it gets in. But Bill, you're totally right. Like, stop it. Please stop it. Unless you've had some quality time on the game, stop buying all the shit. That being said, like, I really should take my own advice.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Is that an Overwatch poster?
Yeah. No, see, I didn't buy that for that reason, though. I bought that because I dig the artwork.
Okay, I'll buy that.
So,
and here's
like,
another
I'll pay
thing: with people are going to comment and say, "I love the artwork." I agree. If you did it because you love the artwork, great. But if you're one of the people that bought a T-shirt that just had the icon on it, you're a liar. So
but that's the thing. How much artwork is on the hoodie that they're slugging $80
right, and it's your
for,
money. Do with what you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money, but I'm saying you're going to feel really dumb if Overwatch comes out and you didn't like it. It looks great. Everything looks good in theory. Fuck. A lot of things look great in theory. Well, I mean, my tacos are getting cold, but there's a lot of things that look, I was going to make a taco reference. A lot of things look good in theory, or they sound like they're going to be great. And like Warlords, I'm going to use that as an example. This expansion was hyped up the most. Everybody pre-ordered. I pre-ordered myself for the specific reason of it gave me something. I didn't do it for any other reason. And Blizzard's smart about that. They know it's digital, and they're like, well, people aren't going to want to pre-order digital shit because it's not like there's going to be a waiting line. You know, everybody's going to be standing in line. So they gave you something. Here's your free boost. Go boost and be fruitful and multiply your tunes. So,
but you knew what you were getting in for.
I totally did. Before. And I knew that it could flop it at any time, and I chose to do that. But Overwatch is a game we don't, outside of those that got to experience it firsthand at these cons, if you haven't gotten to and you're allowing when you clicked on something and then you see it in your Facebook ads because there's cookies on your computer and it's showing you everything you've ever searched and clicked on, you're allowing advertisers and you're allowing giant conglomerates to continue to make money off you. If you've got the money to burn and you're happy about that, kudos to you. Do your thing. Meanwhile, in America, children need diapers and we're hungry. So, like, spend your money wisely, guys. Wisely.
To wrap that out, the beta begins on October 27th, so go right ahead, download it, play it, and then figure out if you feel like a dick for the $200 you spent on shit you don't know about.
If they even get the beta key.
Even if, you have to get into the beta first.
Beta.
But I have to disagree with you on Bell on one thing. Downloading and pre-ordering an expansion that you know you're going to play, that you know you're going to dedicate time into, like Warlords of Draenor, like what's going to happen with Legion. When Legion, as soon as Legion comes up for pre-sale, I guarantee you, I will pre-order the digital collector's edition for Legion, only because I know it's a game that I'm going to be interested in, and I know what I'm getting into because I'm in that universe already.
Yeah.
If it's like Overwatch, which you've not experienced anything about. No, don't do that. That would be like going out and buying 100 card packs for Hearthstone before ever picking up the game to play.
That would be like having a podcast for a game that's not even out yet. And why would you have a podcast for a game that's not even out yet and you don't even know anything about it? What are you podcasting about? What's actually happening in this scenario? I absolutely did go there because I'm over fucking tired.
I see what
So that
happened.
did happen.
Shots
I mean,
fired.
we love all podcasters, and I think that's awesome.
Right.
And it's great that people are podcasting. And I listened to several just this week while I was doing homework. We love this community, and I love people that are speaking their opinions. And there's definitely no podcast hate from cast to cast. We're all in a nice network of friendship. But I don't understand, what are you talking about? You don't even know. You only know what you're being shown and what you're being told. And what's there to think?
Yeah, they can't. I would say they could have alpha.
I'm
but
sure, but
no, you can't talk about alpha. You can't stream
right, and
alpha,
I'm sure they're theory crafting based off the different characters and
Probably.
and I'm sure, but could you don't? Could you not? Could you walk away from the mic? Just do it. Don't
It's
let
almost
your
as bad.
dreams be dreams.
Well, they're
Almost
not.
as
That's
bad
when they
as the
started.
Facebook groups for the same thing.
Well, no, I mean, it's one of those moments where I'm going to put my foot in my mouth, so I'm not going to continue this conversation. Let's move on to
Damn.
Weekend WoW. Those of you that play with me on a daily basis that are listening and you know what's in my heart, I don't even got to tell you shit because you guys are laughing hysterically at home right now. Lycan, what did you do this week in WoW?
Rep grind. That's all I've been doing. Finally got
Business.
started with like 3 more reps, and then I read somewhere who was saying that they're going to be putting tokens in for Kata
Yes.
for the time walking.
Oh, yeah.
They're not worth it. They're not worth the amount of rep that you get off of each token to how much you actually get off of the.
It's a nice little
yeah.
bonus, though, if you're doing it anyway.
It is, but you know what's better? Put your tabard on, go run a bunch of dungeons. I ran, what is that, Stratholme like 52 million times this week? Or last week. I didn't even talk about it last week, I don't think so. But I got the Death Charger's Reigns from
Yeah, you
Stratholme.
talked about that. Yeah.
Go into Stonecore and run Stonecore up to the second boss. Reset and do it again until you get that Phosphorescent Dragon, or that dragon that drops out of it. Go run some of these other old dungeons that you don't have, experience with and seeing it. As a level 100 going back into don't buy the I like the token idea when you could have used justice points for them and it had nothing to do with justice points. When I had so many justice points, I didn't know what to do with it. I was capping out the 4,000
I'm
each week.
honestly
What
surprised.
are you doing?
I'm sorry, my ADD kicked in like 2 minutes ago. I'm
I
trying
noticed
really hard, guys.
I know she scrolled.
It's
I'm not-
it's
I'm
almost like you were participating in an activity that I'm not going to name, and right about then it's kicked in, and I can feel my face.
I literally am struggling really, really hard right now, but I'm going to be a professional and we're going to keep forging ahead.
But, yeah, so I've been doing more rep grinds. I think I'm almost done with all the classic ones. I got a couple more to go. I want that beloved title, and I'm still going to complain again.
I'm moving my way towards that direction. I'm in Mississippi area right now doing that same
Why
thing.
the hell aren't they a compound yet? All these old reps. At
I've
least
been asking-
Oh,
I agree with that.
don't go, so, okay, we're in, Draenor now. Leave Mop out of it. Make you go through and grind all the reps out of Mop. But what about Cataclysm, Lich King, BC, and Vanilla?
I agree.
Two
Why
expansion minimum.
Right. The current
Agreed.
and your past one, you cannot just go out and have a compound. Let
I would
the
even
rest of
say
them be
past
friggin'
one.
compound.
Like it.
Yeah, well, let them give something to still go back and do. And I
Well,
understand that you're
people
trying
are
to get
still-
people to go back and do the
There's people
content.
who still aren't even melted with the fire. The Ragnaros.
Hydroxine Waterlords.
Yeah, those guys.
I understand that. But how
So-
many do I really need to go back in or my 5th character trying to get the Beloved title because I've changed
Yeah, no.
means?
Yes.
And now I'm trying to get those 60
That's all.
reps.
That's what I was saying. Like, go back
Yes.
and
Yeah.
like just let every tune do it because I've done it on multiple tunes. In Mississippi area, I've got the Jade Kite like 3 times. Like,
You are going to just have to suck it up and do it.
well,
I'm
yeah,
tired of it.
it's just
Yeah.
like
But that's
I
my
would
only
say that the
complaint.
Illuminati is involved in that.
probably
Illuminati.
It's a possibility.
maybe, yeah.
Bloat, what did you do this week?
I did the same sort of stuff. I was riding and I was getting mounts stolen from me. And,
You really
know.
got robbed on multiple.
because it happened again. The only
Wait,
sort of thing of note is back to our dear friends from BlizzNerd dinner, or just the group in general, and the Zoom chats. Because I tend to come home from work, and I work night shift, so I come home early in the morning and jump on Zoom and hang out for a bit while I do my daily bits and
I'm
pieces.
sorry for that in advance.
Yeah, thank you. Right, the way my computer's set up, there's a window right behind it, and I face the way the sun comes up, so you get the line of the sun rising across my face, and so every morning I get to listen to people reenacting the Lion King song, and
I started that.
yeah, thanks for that. First you steal my mounts, now you get me called Lion King for the rest of the
That's
years.
a real man.
There's people holding up their cats like little baby Simbas. And you know what? At 7:30 in the morning after a long ass night shift, I can't deal with this. But it's become part of the daily ritual now. So I quite enjoy it. I get on and have to deal with that on one screen, while on the other screen I get mount stolen. And that's basically every day this week. That is pretty much happening.
So, wait, did Invincible drop on another team when someone else was with you?
No, just you. We're
Oh,
talking
No.
Oh,
No. I was in Ottawa running, doing tune swaps with Dwight, and it popped up in my BattleNet that one of the 17 people that I have on there is like, fuck yeah, Memron's head. I'm like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out, logged out. Turned my computer off and went and sat outside and cried for half an hour with my pet turtle.
Wow.
Like, it's just
Don't
depressing.
try to be like all humility now, Hots, because you were making sure that I
heard what
went
you
full
were
on
doing.
William
He's
Shatner
like-
right there. Did you guys hear that? William Shatner? That was really awkward.
Yeah. He's trying to play it down, folks. He's trying to play it down. And I know full well from an inside
All hell
source
has
that
just
also
broke
lives in
loose
Game
in
Lane
the Phonecast house.
that he's like, I got Invincible and nobody else did. Oh, yeah, fuck them. I got it.
I'm going to start doing what Seraphis does in the Sundering. He's drinking from the beginning of the show all the way to the end. And I feel like it's about that time for me to be like, what's that drunken public tater salad?
Ron White.
Ron White. He's hysterical. Anyway, off topic, but yeah, I'm going to start being that guy.
So wait. We can't
Squirrel's bad
can't
at it.
vape.
We can't vape, but we can
Drink.
drink.
We never said we couldn't drink because as long as it's not a labeled situation, obviously I wouldn't have a big sign on the cup that says this is bourbon. But I mean, it would be implied by the color of it.
Change the intro. Viewer discretion is advised.
I know we are going to put that in there because people need to understand that we are not responsible adults, and we will corrupt your children if they are under the age of 18. So
We need to start putting $1 in a swear jar to pay for next year's BlizzCon. We'd be there in a week.
we literally would be millionaires if that were the case. Hots, what did you do this week besides stealing his mouth?
Why is it whenever I do it, I get all the shit? I can't get a congrats, buddy.
Oh, way to
Or-
go, Tim.
So
Great
nice,
work.
guy.
Thanks.
Because
Yeah. So,
I totally did the bacon ritual and everything, and I added
so you didn't even steal my mount. You stole my bacon ritual as well?
you.
He stole the mojo. That's why you're not
Yep.
getting it because
You-
people are stealing your ritual mojo.
Actually, no. I
You're
figured
killing
out.
me.
I figured
You're
out
killing
why
me.
it dropped. I went to I've leveled my warrior to 100, and I got it geared and everything. And so I'm not looking to replace any gear anytime soon. So I transmogged it. I used my original tank set from Wrath, which still had the gems and everything in it until I threw it in the fucking void storage. And then it was the ICC set, like full head to toe with weapon ICC set. And then I went and ran it on my druid an hour later, and cha-ching! I did everything with, and I didn't even know I got it at first because I was expecting like something to pop up or blah blah blah, and then I looked and I was like, I actually wonder what all dropped, and then I read it and I was just like, I just stared.
This whole time I've been trying really hard to find a fuck to give, and lo and behold, I can't find one anywhere. Literally, like,
No, and
I
Belle
looked
was like,
high, I looked low, I looked in my pocket. There's no fuck to be given
Belle
anywhere
was
in this
like-
room.
Belle like stripped it all away. I didn't expect her to be all like, woo, congrats, but I was expecting like congrats, bro, like
No.
jab, or like I'm happy for you. It was
I'm not happy
give
for
a
you.
fuck.
Not
I was
the
like,
Stole
slightest.
my
Like,
mount
actually.
and stole my ritual. To quote the wise philosopher Boogie2988, you sons of bitches.
I did it with you, and it's not like I haven't been doing it I haven't been doing it every week, but I've been doing it for a while too. So
My heart is already broken. It's okay.
Murky welcomed me to the club, and he said, and we both agreed that you'll get there one day.
You know what? All three of you can fuck right off. Don't stop me on Murky and the penis corn.
While back at the good old trailer park, I do not have an Invincible. I don't care about Invincible. It's ugly. I don't even run IC.
What?
But I just don't. It's not my fancy. It's not my thing. It's not my get down. It's all good. So don't be offended. It's less rate drops so that I don't take your guys' bacon rituals and whatnot. Although I might use it for Onyxia because I do want Onyxia, so I might steal your bacon ritual.
Got it, third try.
Or you could kill yourself. I don't really know. I mean, I'm...
There was my fuck to give.
Wow. You really don't want dinner ever. Got it. Noted.
I'll eat scraps.
We are going to start feeding you bread. So my week in WoW was not a lot this week. The reason being is because we are in crunch time and we are super preparatory mode for BlizzCon with the things that we have going on so that we can be with our fellow nerd folk. But I will tell you what I did in this week. We did do RBGs. A quick check today says that we are rank 1 on our server for RBGs. We are literally 2 games away from pushing 1700, which isn't a lot. That's not a big deal. We're scrubs, but it's good for us. So stoked about that. But Riders Rohan is number 1 for RPGs on the server as of today. And a lot of people are going, well, you're a scrub. I know.
I was looking for my fuck to give because I was kicked off the team.
You were not kicked off the team. You left willingly, Mr. Preacher Man. I didn't ask you to be in the house of God on all nights. You wanted to do that. So you chose your religion over your friends. Just kidding. I'm not really bitter about that. I think it's awesome that he's got a bigger role in his situation at whatever weird shit he does. Pastor.
He
I don't know.
goes outside sometimes.
Illuminati. That's right.
Illuminati.
Aliens. So what I did do is I've been spending a lot of time in Zoom with the fellow Blizz people. Now, originally this started off as us doing weekly meetings in Zoom to prepare for the Blizzards dinner, which I think a good portion of you are attending. Well, now it's become a love situation. I'm absolutely in love with all of my people in Zoom, and they have grown on me very, very quickly. Not like you guys have grown on me. You guys are like funguses. That stays forever, unless you have spray. But no, they've grown quite fond of the peoples. We spent some time with a couple of them today, and I feel like I found my nerd. I don't know what it is
Sanctuary?
that you. Well, yeah, where it's perfectly acceptable for you to not speak proper English, and for you to have a bad hair day and get on Zoom and not even care that your hair looks terrible or you've been wearing the same shirt for 3 days because they judge you and they'll tell you, but they love you anyway.
Or to fall asleep and start snoring like someone did the other night.
And we're supposed to have Christy and Kitra on tonight. Unfortunately, there was a conflict of interest, so we are going to have them on next week, which should be a bowl of laughs because they are both awesome people and they're going to talk about the upcoming Blizz Nerds thing. But I've broadened my horizons with the people that I play with, and I'm pretty set in my little hole of the corner of the world, and have my select few people that I play with, and I've broadened my horizons for the purposes of just meeting new people and seeing new things. But as far as World of Warcraft goes, I've been so much work and so much homework that I've not had time to really play outside of doing guild stuff. But I'm hoping that once I lock some stuff down this weekend, I'll have more time to be able to do things, but trying to think if there's anything I was supposed to remember. I don't think there's anything I was supposed to remember to say.
Penicorns.
Yeah, so really awkwardly.
Sorry, Murky. Sorry, you know I love you, man.
In Zoom, there was a series of events that led to a penis on a forehead. Now, I just want to preface this by saying it was not a real penis.
Thank fuck for that.
It was, look at Hotz's face. So discussion happened, and some things led up to this discussion, and randomly I look over, and Murky, which is also Travis, there was a penis attached to his forehead. Now, the funny part is it wasn't attached. He had to hold it there, but he kept smacking himself because he was going, he was really putting in the effort. He really was. It was hysterical. But yeah, Penicorn is, I think, that's the kind of thing that you can expect at the Blizzard dinner if you're going. That's the kind of fuckery that you can expect throughout the evening. Not necessarily penises, but
That right there is a demonstration of exactly what you were saying 2 seconds ago. Of it's nice to be amongst more people that you can just not care and just relax and be yourself.
And we make sure that you guys have been checking out the PwnCastDailyQuest.com and make that your go-to place, because come BlizzCon, that's going to be we're going to be reporting live on the Daily Quest. Also, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be going into the world of RP. I've met a few good friends that are going to take me into that world of RP, and I'm actually going to do an in-depth article on a day in the life of an RPer and /ERP. Maybe, I don't know. We're going to have to see about that. But I want to explore an avenue that I don't know anything about, and towards people and purpose and drive and reason beyond things, and I want to grasp a full understanding of it so that I can speak to the world about it. So I'm pretty excited that I did meet some people for me to go into that in-depth undercover reporter.
There's so many things I could say.
I don't know what any of that means. I'm just trying to sound fancy. But I do appreciate that you guys spend your hour with us every week. I got to be honest, I would not rather be, I don't even know how to human anymore at this point. I can't even speak. There's nowhere else in the world I would rather be than us hanging out with you guys for an hour every week. We are going to go ahead and get on out of here. Make sure you stop by the stream at twitch.tv/Pwnecast. We stream every night in some sort of avenue, fashion, and or fuckery, including dresses and shoes on their head. All of your, all the Twitter information is going to be right here in this video, so you'll all be able to see that. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. We follow back. We're not rude, and we don't just want followers. We want to follow you, and we want to talk to you because I heard you. That is.
Back off. My bitch might get to BlizzCon.
That's awkward. Not weed though. So.
I know, got an upgrade.
Better wear current clothes.
We are going to get on out of here before weird shit starts happening. And I'm going to get off the mic. Why is that? Oh, I thought that was Scissors. That was really creepy. You replaced the sword? That's blasphemy.
Yeah, he got an upgrade.
Oh, that's funny.
No, just jokes. He's still going on.
You're all just kidding. But we are going to get on out of here. We appreciate it.
And it's even a fucking kangaroo.
What's happening?
See, I need to like video edit in the sun rising up my face. You don't understand.
Situation with his mouth is hysterical. He did it for every birth of our children. Literally in the hospital. That's what he did. It was fucking.
I assume we're done, right?